Hey everyone, I'm Julie Johnson. This is a 20-minute trauma-informed yoga sequence featuring nervous system-informed yoga sequencing. As we go through this sequence, I want you to know a little bit about my role and how this is a little bit different than maybe your more traditional yoga class, okay? First of all, I am considered the yoga teacher, but I am not in control of your body. You are in control of your own body and your own experience, okay? You can get into whatever yoga pose you want to at any time, okay? Doesn't have to even be a choice I offer. You are in charge of your body. At all times, I do not do adjustments. You are free to leave the room if you need to. You are free to sit down and just watch the class if you need to. It's your practice, your body, your experience, okay? I am just here as a facilitator to model what it can look like in my body, but that is a totally different experience than what you will have because you are a different person having a different experience. So, a couple of housekeeping tips. One, I don't walk around the room. I will stay up here on my mat, and I do not offer adjustments. As something that's different in other yoga classes you might attend, I do not care how the yoga looks. I do not do alignment cues. This is more about exploring and trying on yoga shapes and noticing different ways of experiencing these more traditional shapes in maybe new different ways than you haven't ever experienced before, or maybe you have. I'm not defining the experience for you. You define it for yourself. So today we're going to be going through a traditional hatha yoga sequence. We're going to start off with some centering, and then we'll work through our intention, which is nourishment today, and then we'll go into some spinal warm-ups like cat-cow. We'll go into down dog or puppy pose or puppy shape, and we'll do some and then we'll finish off with some down dog and then maybe if we have time, a relaxation exercise. So I think if there's anything else. Nope. I'll get my notes out and let's begin. Hold on a second. Okay. So, you are more than welcome to set your own intention. You don't necessarily have to follow my lead. You don't even have to have intention. I am just giving an example of something you can anchor yourself on if this is a whole new process for you. You can totally not even think about any of the words I'm saying. But today, maybe consider what it might look like to, what nourishment might look like to you or feel like to you as you do this yoga sequence. There's this really great yoga, there's this really great quote from the Hopi Native American tradition that asks you, where is your water? Know your garden. And I think about that a lot as we do these sort of nervous system oriented yoga sequences, because we're asking you to just pay attention to the yoga shapes and notice what comes up without judgment as we go through this sequence. And I think for me, it's an inquiry to where is that goodness inside of us? Where are we finding a sense of nourishment as we try on these yoga shapes? Okay, without that, let's move into some grounding, okay? So as you're ready, maybe, and as it's available to you, maybe take a minute to look around the room. Maybe notice any colors, any new shapes, any new pictures that are hung, And just notice maybe anything that catches your eye. Maybe a texture comes up. Maybe you notice a new mark on the floor. Just notice it. Just notice that it's there. And then maybe you notice in this room, maybe you notice a sound. Maybe you notice that people are, maybe you notice people breathing around you. Maybe you notice the sound of the wind. My window's open, so I hear it. Maybe you notice some background noise in your house. Just notice it and hold that and hold that sensory experience in your head. Just notice it's there. Maybe you notice the ground beneath you. Maybe you notice the floor, that your sits bones are on the floor. Maybe you notice the texture of your yoga mat. Maybe you notice a difference in texture of yoga mats. There's no right or wrong way to notice these things. Just noticing it is enough without judgment. Now, as you're ready, take one hand and put it over your chest, and another hand over your belly area. And just maybe you notice your breathing here. Maybe you notice the rise and fall of the breath. Maybe you notice the hand on your belly rises quicker than the hand on the chest. Or maybe you notice that they rise and fall at the same time. Everyone is different. Everyone's breath is different. And maybe you think back to our intention, thinking back to about where is your water? Notice your garden. And just maybe notice any sort of texture, vibration, or color that might come up as we hold our hands in this position. Anything that might bring up a sense of nourishment and goodness, possibly, or not. There's no right or wrong way to set this intention. Maybe 2 more natural breaths here.